You know why am I smiling, my gorgeous Pisces? You know why am I smiling? Because I do have a big, huge, massive reason to smile. You know, when it comes to the actual April 2022, I want to say something so important to you, my gorgeous Pisces. When it comes to April, you're also going to have the beginning of a new cycle when it comes to you, and precisely in between the 17th and the 27th of April 2022, you are going to have a mind-blowing situation coming up. When I say a mind-blowing situation, that situation is going to stem from the information that you are going to have. That information, it's only going to be tiny little information, but then at the same time you will know, you will feel something so deep within, you will feel something so deep within your soul, and that feeling, it's going to be absolutely undeniable. A whole new fresh way of living, it's about to emerge for you, my gorgeous Pisces, but especially when it comes to the last 7 days of this April. Within the last 7 days of this April, you are going to basically become across the actual situation, but at the same time you are gonna spiritually going to be able to view this situation from above. And I say from above because you are still going to be learning quite a lot. You're going to be going through quite important things throughout the actual month of April, and by the time you get to the last week, that's why I say that you're going to possess this ability to actually view things from above, meaning that spiritually you're going to get a big mama, big picture indeed. You're going to understand things in a completely different way. You know, it's basically, if this came across, you know, in your life like a couple of months ago, or even a month ago, a few days ago, you would be like, no baby, no. But now, because you're going to be able to actually take for you, to your advantage, you know, things that you have learned so far, it's gonna give you this spiritual ability to view things from above, from a completely different angle, which is on another hand going to help you to get the bigger picture. And that in itself, it's most certainly, most importantly, going to come into your life when you need it the most, in the terms of staying focused, because it's going to highlight the path, it's going to highlight the journey, it's going to highlight the life that you should be living, the part of this spiritual journey that you should be focusing on right now at this moment in time primarily. My gorgeous Pisces, you have to understand that you need to take care of yourself first. Once you take care of yourself, you can take care of everything else. By the same time, I need you to remember that a lot is going to be happening throughout the actual month of April, so I don't want you to go off the course, you see, and to not to go off the course, I need you to just pretty much so understand, you know, that you will be doing one thing at a time, because I can feel just a little bit of stress. Oh my God, a lot is happening, a lot is going on, and this is purely because the energies are going to be changing, and that in itself means that you just need to remember to do one thing at a time. You only focus on those things throughout the month of April that you want to focus on, that you can focus on, and that you can kind of deal with at the same time almost immediately. Do not your energy to be wasted, or do not your energy to be pretty much, or do not waste your energy on things and on problems and on situations that for once don't have anything to do with you or your life, or for two, you just can't deal with this at this moment in time. You know, just take each situation as it comes. It is very important. And you know, what else I was going to say, that this month of April, my gorgeous Pisces, it's all going to start with like bum bum bum, with a really important information right at the beginning of April that is going to change absolutely everything, and I mean everything. Okay, my name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Pisces, and it's for April 2022. So this monthly horoscope tarot card focused is for you, my gorgeous Pisces, and it's for April 2022. I'm so happy. Do you know why? Because I can feel the energy and the vibration of every single thing that I'm reading about. You know, so if it's something really low, I'm like, oh my God. If it's something really happy and really exciting, then that's the way I I am, really. So it's just not, basically, I just want you to understand that, you know, within the first 7 days of April, this is going to be big. This information and this message that I want to say to you within the first 7 days of April is going to change everything, okay? But I will talk to you about it just in a second, okay? So now basically your number when it comes to the actual numerology is 48. This is a very powerful number, and it's a very strong number, and it means that you are going to have a quite important message within the first 7 days of April. But what is going to be different about this message? Oh my God, you know, there is a very kind of strong element of like a spiritual freedom that you're going to feel. Your soul is going to start feeling its spiritual freedom, and that in itself is coming from the fact that this information and message that you are going to have within the first 7 days of April, it's nothing to do with you or your personal situation, but it's just going to be connected to not your life personally, but connected to those things that have been affecting you for quite a while, even without you even realizing. So this message is going to be absolutely everything, and it's not like the message that, you know, so it's nothing to do with your life personally, but it was affecting you. So it does have things to do with you and your life, for example. But it's just for the first time you're going to feel kind of like the truth. You're going to feel like this very powerful essence within you. Because if you would hear this message before the actual month of April, with everything that you have been gone through, you would be very pessimistic about it. You would be like, oh no, I don't believe this. You know, oh no, I don't believe this. I don't believe that. I don't mean this in a bad way. I'm just saying, like, naturally this is the way you would respond. But now you're going to respond to this differently, because you will know that there is a very strong element and essence of truth attached to it, and that is going to hit you almost immediately. So the message that I'm talking about means that you are going to hear an important message from, you know, and it's to do with the things on the outside, and that in itself is going to change so much, because for the first time in a long mama time, you didn't actually, for the first time in a long mama time, you're going to actually feel things finally moving on. You will be able to feel things finally changing, you know, and this is going to be brilliant, because that in itself is going to unlock, you know, the hidden power within you. And I'm saying that the hidden power within you is going to be unlocked at that moment in time. It's only because you've been waiting for the certain moment, certain point to carry on with your life, whether you understood this or not. You know, sometimes subconsciously we do quite a lot more than we can possibly imagine when it comes to projecting things that are in our mind, and when it comes to our plans, when it comes to our planning, future planning. You know, sometimes we don't even realize that we have kind of lived certain things at the back of our mind, and we just kind of like are going to come out of them in terms of carrying on with our life when the time is right. When my gorgeous Pisces, let me tell you something, when the time is right, absolutely right now, when it comes to the month of April 2022. And then by the time you get to just pay attention to what is actually going to happen on the 4th of April, on the 14th of April, and the 24th of April. Look at these big numbers. My lordy lord, this is 444. We got number 444 repeating. And this is a very powerful angel numbers, you know, that I'm talking about. So three situations are going to take place that are going to have absolutely nothing to do with one another. You see, completely three different situations are going to take place on these 3 days. But again, the same thing, you know, and you're not kind of going to be understanding exactly what is going on and what is happening. But by the time you actually get to the last part of this month, you will be able to understand so much than you were able to understand at that moment in time. The situations that I'm talking about are pretty much so going to also kind of make you to be part of something like really big, in terms of visualizing something, in terms of watching something, in terms of seeing something, because you will see three really big important things on these 3 days that are going to have nothing to do with one another. But then again, by the end of the month, you will be able to put this together. It's going to be like a strange little experiences that you're not going to get almost immediately, but by the time you get to the actual last part of this month, you will know exactly what am I talking about. You know, you need to understand, my gorgeous Pisces, this is the time to be ready for the opportunity you've been waiting for. This is the time to get ready for the opportunity that you have been waiting for. So that leads towards you taking actions on your ideas, because life is most certainly moving ahead. And there is an idea that you are going to have, and this is so brilliant. The idea is going to be big mama in so many different ways, because this idea that you are going to have this month of April is literally going to change your life. But just remember, my gorgeous Piscelini, you need to kind of understand it's all one step at a time, one step at a time. You're in for something big, and this is happening right now. On another hand, you see, my gorgeous Piscelini, it's just basically you are going to come across like a very kind of interesting obstacle here as well. When it comes to the month of April, there is going to be an interesting obstacle when it comes to taking action on your ideas. Just remember, you're gonna come, first of all, you're gonna be like, oh my god, yeah, it's the idea, and then how you gonna do this, how you gonna get there, oh, it's still this, or it's still that. No, baby, no, do not think negatively. This is so important, and it's highlighted here as well. Do not think negatively. You're very powerful, you're very strong when it comes to your mind, when it comes to being open, when it comes to being emotions. Your emotions are your power. You understand quite a lot through your own emotions, but also sometimes certain things can work against us if we are thinking in a negative way. April, my gorgeous Piscelinis, it's not the time to think in a negative way. Much of April, any months really, but especially March and April right now, after all that you have been through. Okay, because it's the time of changes in nature, changes in the energy, in the vibration, changes around us, you know, changes within us. We are changing, so we make the most with this very fast and spiritual flow. So this is something that was going to stress. So first of all, you're gonna have this idea, but then again, at the same time, you're gonna come across like, but how I'm gonna do this? Like, oh my god, you see, you're gonna start a dark Lala moment. Dark Lala moment comes out, you know, and you're gonna be like, no, baby, no, I'm moving forward. So you are gonna come across the obstacle, and normally, if you would come across like obstacle like this, it would put you off, and then you would just go on the different things, and then you would return to this like 5 months later. It's like, oh my god. So now it's gonna be different. You're gonna be facing an obstacle, and that obstacle, it's at the same time gonna really kind of like really surprise you, because almost instantly you're gonna feel like a hope, because you are seeing an obstacle that normally will put you off. Now you're gonna find it rather challenging, and this is because you're ready for it, baby. You're ready for a change. Okay, don't let do not let your energy to be stolen away from you. Your energy can be stolen away from you if you are listening to something that is making you constantly feeling down, that is making you constantly feeling sad. If you are constantly reading something very negative and very bad and very dark, you're just going to put yourself in a really bad place. And we as humans, we cannot live like this. We cannot function like this. We cannot operate like this. So you have to just get hold of that little essence of light and just keep on following it in your life. And how are you going to do this? Well, but basically just explaining yourself like the way you want to explain yourself. Live your life the way you want to live your life. You know, it's important, because it's all about your own intuition and realizing that this is where your power is. You're allowing yourself to be yourself. But anyway, so going back to the actual obstacle that I was talking about that you're going to be facing, my gorgeous Piscelinis, is just now suddenly you're going to find this really, really challenging, and suddenly you're going to find hope and faith and inspiration at the same time. And suddenly the fact that you're going to feel very strong, you're going to become aware of very strong, bright prospects, you know, in your life. And also, you know, an element from the past is going to be highlighted, and you will know that there's certain element from the past that you want to bring in. And this is brilliant. It's all about a powerful karmic continuation in your life. But then at the same time, it's about this optimism that you will have. It's about this fulfillment that you are going to have. So these are all going to be your signs, you know, that this obstacle is way too small. It's tiny little mama. This obstacle is very, very small, tiny little mama in compare to the actual prospects that I'm talking about, you see. And this is all going to become absolutely evident, you know, and even more so, you know, it's going to give you your own strength, your own power, your own self-esteem, and the courage is going to grow at that moment in time, because this is something, my gorgeous Piscelini, that is going to come from you, from yourself, nobody else. And that's why I say that you do not let your power ever be taken away from you. I'm not saying that your power was taken away from you, but I'm just saying that you just need to pretty much so ignore things that don't make sense to you. Okay, and then on another hand, you know, it's not only about this, but there is going to be very powerful sign that you are going to have. And the sign is going to be very unique as well. And the sign is going to be connected to this. And the sign is going to come to you in a very strange and unusual way, where you're going to realize and you're going to become aware of the certain deception. Deception. But it's nothing to do with your life in general. So it's like looking at something on the outside and going back to that information and message that I started this reading with. This is all going to have a very strong connection indeed. So you're going to become aware of the certain deception, and that in itself, it's really going to answer a massive answer to you. Okay, you will become aware of this deception, and that in itself is going to be speaking to you a lot, let alone anything else. And you will know that what you are doing is absolutely wise, because that deception that you're going to become aware of, this is also going to be the part of your life that you will want to avoid. Okay, so this is why this is so important. So now you will be very wise here. I have to stress that you will possess the very kind of high power when it comes to your psychic feelings, when it comes to your third psychic eye. It's going to be like, hello my darling, you know, it's going to be very enhanced, your third psychic eye, your pineal gland, and things like that. So I have to say, it's all about the actual wisdom that you're going to feel, that is going to come from the time of where you feel like a very strong serene knowledge. You will be feeling spiritually penetrated, but then again at the same time, you know, the hidden emotion is going to come to the surface, and it's all going to be pointing out towards the practicality in your life, towards being practical. You know, this will be very practical path to go on in so many different ways, because it's just going to help you so much to understand and realize things that you didn't realize before. But also it's going to help you, you know, with the moments and time in your life where you frequently felt too restrained, and you don't want to feel like this anymore. So this is why this is so important. On another hand, you know, it's just like also very important to remember to be analytical, especially after that moment in time when it comes to the actual after that moment in time, when you become like aware of an excellent opportunity which is about to present itself, you know, this is going to be a very happy moment in time for you, because it's all about your own career, promotions, and the new area of study that is going to be highlighted here. And if you are retired, it doesn't really matter if you are retired, if you're looking for work, or if you're working already. This is all about the next step in your life, next step in your spiritual journey, when it comes to your career, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to like doing the right thing, you know, and when it comes to like you moving on with your life. So it doesn't really matter where you are at. If you're looking for work, then this is going to be with a job, with your work. If you're looking for promotion, then this is a big mama saying hello here, okay? And then if you're like a retired, then it's the next step, you know, of your life that is going to become obvious. But then again, at the same time, it's going to come as a very delicious part of your life that is going to be impossible to ignore, okay? It's going to be calling you, that you need to kind of explore, learn, read, you know, throw yourself into this knowledge, because this is something that your spirit needs right now. This is something that your soul needs that right now. And when your spirit and soul like speaks to you like this, you know, it's just almost like absolutely big no would be to just ignore it. So this is why this is so important. It's to do with your skill, it's to do with like things that come naturally to you, but it's also to do with a very strong element of you wanting to have a change in your life. But to have a change in your life, you will know this is all about this alteration that I'm talking about, because you do not want to be part of the instability anymore when it comes to being inconsistent with certain things in your life that you want to do, but you've just like kind of like keep on waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right time. So now it's all about you becoming aware of this very important opportunity, you know, that is going to be put your life where your life should be. You're gonna find this very attractive in many different ways, challenging, but you will love it, because you know this is something that this is the process that you're going to start. This is the spiritual seed that you're going to plant by the end of this month, especially when it comes to the last 7 days. And you know, I will tell you, like, it's a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So January 2023, yes, January 2023, it's going to explode. Absolutely absolutely explode, but in the best possible way when it comes to this manifesting, like in a huge way. But I'm not saying that you're going to need to wait 9 months. I'm just saying within the next 9 months, you know, you're going to be very busy. Your life is going to start changing. Your life is going to start flowing. You know, it's brilliant. There are quite a few other very positive informations that you are going to hear on the arts outside, and this is just going to make you feel so much better about yourself. But it's also going to make you aware how much did actually affect you, all this, without even realizing. So it's important. So as of this moment onwards, there's a lot going to be changing. You know, that the bottom line is that this is going to bring you a success, and very much so a material attainment. But at the same time, you know, it's going to reflect on your own healing. It's going to be rather victorious moment in time, and you will know that this is the right thing to do when it comes to your own stability. So it's going to be really busy, you know, and it's all going to be about what is going to be happening in your life over the last 7 days in April, you know. So within the next 9 months, you know, there are going to be so many different stages that you will be going through, but most certainly you will be growing, and this is exactly what you need at this moment in your life, my gorgeous Pisces, indeed. On another hand, when it comes to the actual and also, sorry, there is somebody very honest, and there is somebody very beautiful in your life. There is somebody who is very devoted to you, and there is someone like really caring, you know, like a really nice person who is very caring. Maybe this is your parent, maybe this is your family member, maybe this is some very close friend to you that has got like a very strong like a connection with you. However, this is someone who is closely related to you, someone who's closely, sorry, connected to you, you know. And you really look up to this person. This is a very, very caring person and very caring energy, and that person is going to come forward, and they will tell you something, and you're going to realize something so kind of like interesting through that person. They will tell you something, and that in itself, the specific information, specific message, is really going to open your eyes, and it's going to make you aware of the little hidden opportunities, you know, around you. So this is the importance of people in our lives who really know us really very well, and we know them and we love each other so much because they're meant to be on our spiritual journey. So this person is going to play a huge role because they will point out something about you that you're not doing, you're not paying attention to, but you're so good at, you know. This is something that you must not ignore because it's important. Okay, so now before I just go further, I just need to have a little bit of this tea. Oh my god, this is so good. Sorry, Pisces. Oh my god, this is so good. Sorry. Oh my god, this is so good. I don't even know what to say. It's a rose and hibiscus again, with a little bit of organic maple syrup, and it's with a little bit of organic unwaxed lemon. It's actually quite a lot of unwaxed lemon. It's like I actually cut in half and I just squeeze the whole thing in. I absolutely love it, and it's so delicious. Sorry. Monday you can fall apart. Tuesday, Wednesday break my heart. Thursday doesn't even start 'cause Friday I'm in love. Monday you can fall apart. Tuesday, Wednesday break my heart. Thursday doesn't even start 'cause Friday I'm in love. My gorgeous Pisces, I'm in love with you. So now basically, before I go on the first date, I would like to suggest you this baby here, because you know, when it comes to April, when it comes to May, when it comes to June, you know, these months are very important because of a few different reasons. You know, the seasons are changing, the energy is changing, the nature is changing, we are changing, we become very open spiritually and very open psychically indeed. A lot is going to be happening, and this beautiful gorgeous faceted pregnant. Look how beautiful this pendant is, but it's so different to so many other crystals indeed. It almost immediately opens you up when it comes to your psychic feelings, when it comes to your intuition. Your intuition is normally very strong, but what this crystal does, it really guides you on your own journey with very specific things in your life when it comes to making decisions, when it comes to protecting yourself from the energy vampires, when it comes to protecting yourself from the people that are very kind of gone long time ago. You know, it's like how you normally would think about them when you come across, you know, because they are gonna be like a very strange and unusual people that you're gonna be coming across throughout April, May and June. And I said this before so many times, don't waste your energy on people who don't mean anything to you, and don't waste your energy on people who have a completely different opinions to you. But it's easy to say, I know, but if we have to like kind of do something with people like that in our lives, like working with and things like that, like trying to kind of achieve something on work, you know, it's not as easy. And what people like this can do, they can very much so like drain our energy. And this is absolutely brilliant because it very gently protects your own energy, and your own energy is most certainly your own power. You want to protect your energy around people like this, the negative people and the people who are draining energy, purely because it kind of affects our own performance when it comes to explaining ourselves and when it comes to making the most of things that are around us, for example. So this is really important. And also, on another hand, this beautiful pendant is just it's pretty much so it enhances precognition and inner knowing, and it enables you to always be prepared you know, for things that you weren't prepared for, because you know, subconsciously it's really nicely pushing you, this balance is pushing you naturally towards things that you should be paying attention to. Like sometimes maybe we are focusing on the wrong things in life when it comes to priorities, so this is always naturally bringing you this wonderful vibration which sharpens you up in such a way where you're just floating very freely and very nicely towards things that you should be paying attention to at that moment in time. Priority that you wouldn't normally realize or you wouldn't normally get. Do you see what I mean? Why this is so important when it comes to wearing this crystal? Because it opens you up like so beautifully, so nicely, and then you just get additional glimpse of like these visual moments and realization, like, oh yeah, I want to do this, oh yeah, I want to do that, oh I thought that I'm going to do this, and then suddenly when you follow this like a bursts of like inspirations, you will see like a really great achievements very soon after that. So this is, if you want to know a bit more, you just put it on. You know, if you want to protect yourself, you just put it on. You know, when you're working on something important, just put it on. This is something I highly suggest, and it's absolutely beautiful. This gorgeous faceted pregnant comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channels, I have to say that, so thank you very much, my gorgeous Piscelini. So now the very first date is going to be the 4th of the actual oh, I forgot to say, you know what you're also gonna need to do, please, you also, like everybody else, I forgot to say something. When it comes to your health and when it comes to nutrition, it is very important for you to also understand. This is very interesting how I'm seeing, like with, you know, with almost all signs, that everybody is going to have blockages when it comes to the digestive system, but purely because it's coming through the actual sugar and things like that. So please try to cut out sugar, because when it comes to your health and things like that, I see that the sugar is going to be causing lots of problems and the blockages when it comes to your stomach and when it comes to your digestion. This is very important. Cut out sugar completely, like completely. I have people asking me like, oh, is organic sugar good? Is brown sugar good? No, baby, it is all a rubbish, complete rubbish. It's actually worse than the worst drugs. Trust me, I know what am I talking about. So please try to actually completely cut out sugar completely, because this causes what is going to be causing like a little bit of an energy blockage, especially when it comes to your stomach, is going to be due to sugar. So try to avoid sugar and use what I've just used here, organic maple syrup or organic honey. But sugar is definitely no, big no, you know. And since we are here, sorry. So this is something when it comes to nutrition and health that you should be paying attention to. And also, like when it comes to like a juices, squashes, try to avoid juices and squashes. Try to stick to water as much as you can, because you need pure water to flush out the toxins out of the system. And at the same time, do not have sugar, do not have like a cakes and things like that. You know, I'm only telling you this because I can see the blockage here, and I know that this is only like, if you're doing this, you can, of course, you don't have to do what I'm telling you to do, but I'm just telling you, if you do eat this, you know, it's going to affect you vibrationally, and it's going to drain your energy. So try to kind of like a stick to, maybe avoid cakes and sweets, and try to stick to like a fruit and vegetables, you know, instead. And also kind of like yeah, try to avoid this, and also try to get something like a dark chocolate. The higher content of cocoa is in the actual dark chocolate, you know, the better for you it actually is, because it's actually quite good for us to eat dark chocolate, and you only need a little bit, and it gives you that, it's enough to give you that sweetness. So this is something when it comes to health, and it's very important to mention. And above all, when it comes to like the actual fruit and vegetables, you know, as soon as you eat them this month, you're going to be able to increase your vibration almost immediately, and you will be able to notice this, because sometimes we don't notice immediately, but now your body is going to be in tune with you, so that it's going to respond you really nicely as long as you treat yourself in this particular way. This is something I wanted to mention. So now going on the actual first day, the 4th of April, you know, in between the 1st of April and the 3rd of April, there is something going to be persistently on your mind. Something is going to be persistently confusing you. And almost like if you're going to be fighting with yourself. Now, this is important to mention, because by the time you get to the 4th of April, it's all about your actually, the path is already about to be revealed to you, because suddenly you're going to feel a very strong devotion towards something very specific. And what this is worth to pay attention to. What is this very strong devotion that you are going to feel on the 4th of April? This is going to answer so many other questions to you as well, but especially when it comes to offering more services and efforts towards a specific goal. This is the path that you're going to find yourself on, and you're also going to realize almost immediately that you need to be really sharp and you need to be really quick, because if you're not sharp and quick, then maybe you know, this specific path, it's going to take quite a while until it actually happens. So that in itself is going to play an important part and an important role when it comes to your activity and determination. But then again, this is to do with your life. It's to do with things that you're good at. It's to do with things that you love expressing yourself. It's to do with your own gift, you know, it's to do with your own experience. But then again, it's going to lead towards an important idea. And I like this idea, because at the same time you will know that this idea is going to bring you success, it's going to bring you financial gain, it's going to bring you financial stability. Oh yeah, it's going to help you to change your life at this very moment in time. Indeed, you are going to overcome an important obstacle, an important challenge. You did not give enough credit to yourself, and now you're going to realize, oh my God, I'm amazing. This is going to be amazing. Almost immediately, instantly, you are gonna be able to kind of like find yourself on an advanced stage here, and that in itself is gonna be speaking to you a lot in terms of like a feeling your own victory. You know, you are gonna the next second stage of this, it's in between the 4th of April and the 14th of April, where you will know that this is going to be connected to an important negotiation. This negotiation is going to seem something like a really tiny little, but it's going to come out to be a huge mama. Trust me, like, oh my God, even the little kitty here agrees. You know, it's important to mention this. So it's all about this negotiation that you're going to become aware of, you know, but on another hand, you're not going to realize how big this is actually going to be, because once you have this negotiation, there is something quite interesting that you are also going to find out about yourself. Suddenly you will want to explore a certain part of your life that you've just never felt any connection before. Now this is where things are going to start becoming very interesting indeed. The second important date, my gorgeous Pisces, is going to be on the 15th. But before I go there, the other crystal I was going to mention to you, it's like so gorgeous. Look how beautiful this is. very unique, very beautiful, very powerful, and it almost immediately, it kind of enhances your vibration and energy in such a way where you become very kind of courageous, you become very excited, especially when it comes to like dealing with the problems in your life that would normally kind of make you feel really low or really down. This just really kind of pumps you up in the best possible way. It is the crystal, this is the actual chrome chalcedony, and it's fantastic because it brings prosperity in our lives. It sharpens us up, it opens us up when it comes to communicating, talking, when it comes to coming out of ourselves, no matter like what the dark entities are around us. You know, this really helps us out so much. So it's like a pretty much so the crystal for the actual, this vibration to enhance your energy, very energetic, courageous. You know, it makes you feel really courageous, but at the same time it really is brilliant when it comes to attracting prosperity in your life. If you're working on something, if you're working on certain things, if you're trying to achieve something, if you're trying to succeed with something, you know, if you're trying to like kind of be successful when it comes to your work and career and things like that, and finances in general, this is the crystal to wear, most certainly indeed, you know. And on another hand, you know, it encourages positive and constructive self-reflection, and it increases physical energy, blood and circulation. I mean, this is going to be brilliant for you to wear throughout April, May and June. Indeed, this beautiful pendant comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Pisces, you're also supporting my channel as well. So thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. So the second important date is going to be on the 15th of April. Now the 15th of April, it's going to be like a pretty much so an important family situation, problem, but you need to discuss this, you need to deal with this. This is important, you know, because it's like to do with the fact that, you know, this problem, it kind of like it was there before. It's not the first time, but now you will be facing the situation where you will be able to deal with it, step in, step through, step forward, because it was affecting your energy, whether you realize this or not. Something that happened in the past when it comes to you and a certain family member, for example, and it affected you, and it affected your balance. So karmically you need to deal with this family problem that is going to come up on the 15th of April, and because it's almost immediately, it's going to bring this balanced force and harmony and firmness into your life, and it's going to open your eyes, and it's going to make you aware of the fact how tact is necessary to maintain pace. And this means that, you know, this is something that you need to deal with, and this is going to this family problem, family situation, because if you don't, then it's just going to like kind of like it's going to drag a little bit longer until you realize exactly what do you need to deal with. So this is important to deal with when it comes up, and it's bringing you pretty much so on the path where you should be. On another hand, you know, the 15th of April, it's really important because of the certain message that you are going to have when it comes to the actual accomplishment in your life. This is an important message for you, very personal, very significant, because it's all about your own accomplishment. Really big smile on your face. This is going to mean to you so much, but then at the same time, it's about the confidence that you actually need at this moment in time when it comes to your own stability, when it comes to you being authoritative, but also on another hand, when it comes to that idea that I actually said on the 4th of April, you know, this is going to be very connected to that idea indeed, and that it's going to make you aware of like how important it is to be creative, how important it is to follow your free spirit, to follow your free soul, to follow your free will, you know, and at the same time, you know, you're going to kind of like feel very spontaneous, you're going to feel very confidence. And I really like this because it's all going to be putting you, it's all going to be directing you towards like the actual exploring this important stage in your life. It's to do with desire, determination, and a strong willpower that is going to be impossible to ignore. So it's all about the intelligent choice, which is to do with your own desire, but it's also it's to do with your own will, your own desire, but it's going to resolve, it's to do with resolution as well, because there is so much that is going to be resolved after this moment in time in your life. Okay, so now the third important date, my gorgeous Pisces is going to be on the 29th of April. So the 29th of April is brilliant because it's all about the actual and important outcome of the past effort. Now this is going to be big. Now this is going to be huge. An important outcome of the past effort. It's going to be very big when it comes to your improvement, development, and when it comes to the actual promotion. The 29th of April is at the same time going to be a lucky day, to be quite honest, because after that moment in time, when you become aware of this like kind of improvement, development, really good news about a little bit of a success in your life that is just going to happen at a time when you really want it the most. But what is going to surprise you, like not that long after that moment in time, it is going to be very kind of unexpected situation that is going to take place, and it's really going to surprise you, because what you're going to see and what you're going to come across is going to make you realize that you're approaching the end of the very huge problem, but it's to do with the conclusion that you are going to have, and at the same time it's to do with you kind of like becoming aware of this very important news and where you should be investing your energy and your life towards, you know. And this important news is going to be from someone who is a rather consistent in your life. It's just fantastic because it's almost immediately going to start the process of transition, suspension, change. You know, you will exactly have such a strong feeling here that you don't want to be bored, you don't want to repeat the certain aspects of your life that were making you feel negative and bored. You will want to abandon this, and that is going to lead towards the sacrifice, readjustment, regeneration, but this is all leading towards your own rebirth. So it's going to feel great, you know. It's time for a new plan. The 29th of April, by the time you go to sleep, pay attention to what is on your mind. This is going to be very important. It's to do with a new plan of something that you kind of like attempted before, and especially over the last 8 months this was on your mind quite a lot. So it's all about that plan that means to you so much, you know. It's going to give you so much hope and confidence, you know, although there are going to be some uncertain efforts about it, but then you will know exactly the importance of exploring things and follow your own path, you know, with things that make sense to you in terms of intuition and in terms of bits and pieces that comes to you that is like, oh yeah, pay attention to this, pay attention to that. This is going to be really, really important. Okay, so now my gorgeous Pisces, I'm just going to have a little bit of a tea. Sorry. You see, I just like this so much, and I don't mind when the actual tea goes cold. So now, my gorgeous Pisces, I'm just going to see the first part of April, mid part of April, and the last part of April. The first part of April, you know, my Lord, it's like if you meditate and if you relax and think, if you're chilling out, you know, without thinking about too many problems, without being too intense, you know, there is a lot that is going to come to you through the actual meditation within the first week of April, especially when it comes to resolving certain problems, you know. The mid-April, you need to also like kind of, it's going to be very deep, and you're going to be thinking a lot, and you will be seeing things that are really crazy, but it's nothing to do with your life, and this is going to really add up to your own knowledge and realization and things like that I was talking about. But it is sadly going to make you feel a little bit negative when it comes to feeling like an unfounded fear. Just ignore it. Do not let anything to get you, you know. You need to remember to kind of like really refocus your thoughts. Just refocus your thoughts when you come across the negativity on the outside. Okay, the last part of April is just basically, you need just remember this: to take a leadership role, you need to step into the spotlight, and it's pretty much about you expressing yourself as much as you can in the best possible way without holding anything back, but also at the same time keep your eyes on the bigger picture, communicate your vision, and do not be sensitive to criticism whatsoever. And for those of you who are actually in relationship, oh my God, you see, you were both like kind of very kind of unhappy a little bit because of the certain delay, you know, that the things that have been going on in your life for both of you kind of like have been just like a little bit negative because you have placed certain things on hold, okay, when it comes to the progress for the couples, when it comes to you doing things that you want to do, when it comes to the future planning, when it comes to the next step. You know, it's a lot to do with the future planning and the next step that was put on hold. So now, you know, this is brilliant because it is like a basically very interesting advice that you are going to get about that, and the advice that you are going to get, both of you, about this is going to surprise you, because you will realize, oh my God, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. You're going to realize the light at the end of the tunnel, both of you. This is so good, this is so brilliant, this is fantastic. On another hand, by the time the last 11 days of April are going to be absolutely everything when it comes to the couples. Indeed, you're going to feel so good, you're going to feel so happy, because things are big way, full on, going to start moving on. And I like it because I know how much this is going to mean to you both. For those of you who are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Pisces, there is a very strange moment that you are going to have. And the strange moment that you are going to have, it's going to occur in between the 17th of April and the end of that month. And the strange moment that I'm talking about, it's going to actually be, you're going to find yourself like thinking about your life, thinking about like a certain adjustment, thinking about a certain management in your life. It's about the adjustment, think about what you're going to do and this and that, just like about the management, about adjusting your life. And then suddenly there is going to be very interesting sign that you are going to have something very strange and very unusual and very bizarre is going to happen, almost as if you are going to have your little vision, you know, like a little vision, premonition, but in a very strange and unique way, you know. And the premonition that I'm talking about, it's like kind of gonna almost put you in touch with somebody who you've never met before. And that is also kind of like really gonna surprise you a little bit, because it's gonna get you to know someone who you've never met before in this particular life. But this is gonna be big, and without you even realizing, you're gonna find yourself on the path suddenly after that moment in time, whether you realize this or not. It's gonna be dragging you and leading you and pushing you towards the making a really important change. And the change is gonna consist of you going somewhere and doing something in a different way, whether you're gonna kind of like start going to the certain place that you never went before, whether you're gonna change the certain days where you go somewhere. There is so much of the new energy and new elements that I'm seeing here. This is gonna direct you exactly where you need to go, where you need to be. You're not gonna come across the love of your life this month, but the May and June are gonna be mind-blowing. But the April is gonna answer your question, how you're gonna meet this person, because someone very interesting is about to walk into your life, my gorgeous Pisces. But you just need to remember, one step at a time. Okay, my gorgeous Pisces, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.